Hey there, friends and foes. Welcome to Back of the Cereal Box presents New Comics. Yum! And I am your host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pyka, but you can call me Johnny. And tonight's episode is brought to you by Night Reich, by yours truly. In the waning days of World War II, desperate to win the war, Adolf Hitler makes an unholy alliance with the most ancient evil the world has ever seen, Count Dracula. And together they create an army of vampire Nazis. And only the collected heroes of the Decoverse, the heroes of the age, can stop them and prevent an apocalyptic future. It's volume 1 of Tales of the Decoverse. Speaking of Tales of the Decoverse, the League of Impossibleists, the first edition in the comic series, is coming. I'm going to put a date on it of September the 15th. It will be available September the 15th on digital platforms and on demand in print. Look for more on that. How you guys doing tonight? Got a couple of comments already. Let's see who we got here. Eli Cash says, this is Eli Danger Carney Cash, also known as Mad Money. Mad Money Eli Cash, the Danger Carney. How you guys doing? Welcome to New Comics. Yum. Every Wednesday night, I share with you what I got at the comic shop today and what I'm reading. Now, this is interactive, so that means that you guys can post comments just like Eli Cash did and interact with me. Ask your questions, share your comments. It's a lot of fun. All the cool kids are doing it. Can you dig that? I knew that you could. First of all, we got to talk about What If. What If has been phenomenal. I haven't been on the air since the first episode went live, and Captain Carter was fantastic. What If T'Challa Became Star-Lord was really good, but tonight's episode, What If the Avengers Never Were? It was an original story. It didn't try to retell the movie and in a different way. It was really, really good. Clyde Hall says, hey, John, big comic book haul today. And Eli says, how am I doing? Doing good, drawing internal organs for our comic. Ooh, that's interesting, Eli. All right, well, let's talk about what we got today. I did not get a huge haul because most of the books that I wanted to read were indies, and my local comic book shop doesn't carry indie titles. Well, not all of them, and so that means I won't be able to get the a lot of my titles until Saturday. So I'm going to share with you the 4 that I did pick up today, and we'll go from there. Strangely enough, 3 of the 4 are Marvel books. But we're going to start with one of the indies from Dark Horse, Savage Hearts #2. Now, I picked up issue #1 last week on a lark. I saw issue 2, and it just so happened the shop had issue 1. So I went ahead and picked up issue 1. I thought, if I like it, I'll pick up issue 2. I did, and so I picked up issue 2. This is a hard book to describe. It's a book about treasure hunters that are accompanied by a barbarian woman named Bronwyn and a satyr, a jungle spirit named I want to say his name is Grown. Anyway, Savage Hearts issue #2. It's a fun take on the barbarian wizards and warlocks kind of story. It's written by Aubrey Sitterson and illustrated by Jed Dougherty. And I love the artwork on this. This has a very classic comic book style. Bold lines, clean lines, clean colors, lots of Saturday matinee type of action. And that's really what this book feels like. It feels like a Saturday matinee adventure. It has a feeling to me like Conan meets Danger Island. Or in this case, Red Sonja meets Danger Island, meets Jurassic Park. A lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. And if you're looking for a unique, offbeat title that isn't a superhero comic, Savage Hearts might be right up your alley. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's not, Red Sonja or Conan. And it's not as silly as Gru. It's kind of in between. Again, just a great Saturday afternoon type of adventure. Eli says, me and Johnny have a varying definition of the word issue, by the way. Okay. And Clyde Hall says, what if episode 3? I enjoyed it, but I did figure it out early on. Yes, I did too. I knew who the bad guy was as the Hulk was. Yeah. That's when I knew who it was. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I liked it a lot, and I actually liked the ending and the appearance at the end. Who do we got to go fight, or where's the fight? All right, so we're going to backtrack here. Savage Hearts is actually my pick of the week, I think. I enjoyed it a lot. Avengers Annual, #1. And this is a continuing story in the Infinite Destinies storyline, which I hate. I hate that an annual is a tie-in story or is a continuation of a story that started in something else. Listen, guys, an annual should be a standalone story that you don't need to read anything else to enjoy and to understand. Clyde Hall will agree with me, I think. And this has 2 stories that you really have to have read the previous chapters. There is a synthezoid child. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who he is, but he's the keeper of the Soul Stone. Why? I don't know. And he fights Captain America and Iron Man. And they are forced to fight doppelgangers of themselves from the Soul Stone. And the kid just up and flies away on a Soul Stone dragon, to be continued in Black Cat #8. Why? I don't know. There is a thing about the Infinity Stones and who the new stone bearers are. And then we have Nick Fury in a backup story versus Nighthawk. And Nick Fury is dressed as the Falcon. I don't know why. Does anyone know why Nick Fury is the Falcon? Can someone help me here? Because I don't know. There's no context for either of these stories. And I hate that. I'm not happy with either of these stories. As an annual goes, this misses the mark. Writer Jed McKay, I don't know who he is. Artist Travel Foreman, I don't know who he is. I do know the colorist Jim Campbell. But I don't know the writer or the artist on this. And shouldn't an annual really be like a superstar team? Am I just an old guy? Avengers Annual was a mess, Eli. It was definitely a mess, and I know you know messes. All right, so that leads me to the next title on my pull list this week, Strange Academy, number 12. This was a delight. This was a delightful surprise. First of all, I love Brother Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo. I don't know what they're calling him now. If you've not been reading Strange Academy, it may be the best book that you're not reading. It is all about Doctor Strange's academy and the young wizards being trained by Dr. Voodoo and the rest of the staff that includes the who's who of Marvel's magic users. And I got to say, Scotty Young is the writer and Humberto Ramos is the artist. And I got to say that Humberto Ramos, I really believe that this is his best work. It's just phenomenally detailed. It's beautiful artwork. It's so much action and energy and unexpected things. And it does end this story arc with issue number 12. It is the end, but the series will continue in issue 13, which surprises me. I did not expect this series to be more than a 6-issue series. For it to have gone 12 issues is really remarkable to me, and for it to go on to issue number 13 is even more extraordinary to me. I love this story. I love this book. I'm so happy that it has gone on. So Clyde Hall says, usually like standalone annuals, he said. They did a Spider-Man life story annual that was good, but you definitely needed to read the miniseries to understand it. But it was also a good story. See, Clyde, I think an annual needs to be standalone. It needs to be, look, an annual needs to be standalone so that it can be a gateway. It can be an entry point for new readers. If they don't read anything else of that book, they can read the annual and decide if they want to get on board or not. And Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers Annual number 1, just didn't do that. It failed on so many levels. And Clyde, after you read it, I can't wait to get your opinion. Now, to maybe the most interesting book on my pull list this week, Amazing Fantasy number 2. This book is bonkers. I have no idea where this is going, and that really, really thrills me. You've got basically 3 stories that are running side by side. 3 heroes who have been transported into this fantasy world, maybe an afterlife, we don't know. Got Captain America, who was transported there during World War II. You've got the Black Widow, who was pulled out of the Red Room and transported here. And then Amazing Spider-Man, I think he was pulled in like during modern times. The writer and artist is Carrie Andrews. I don't know that I've been familiar with Carrie Andrews' work previously, but let me just say, I love Andrews' artwork. And we've got the heroes that have been transported into a world of dragons and trolls and swords and sorcery and just a very, very interesting take. Black Widow is with some kind of troll king. Looks a little bit like a genie. And then we see Baby Storm in a spacesuit. This is the most bonkers thing I've read in a long time. And these 3 stories are moving concurrently but have not intersected at all. But the third issue promises that they are all going to collide in like the final story. So this is a 3-issue miniseries. This is what's coming up next. I don't know how they're going to intersect. All I know is that I can't wait to see what they do with this. This has got me intrigued because I don't know where it's going. Amazing Fantasy, he says, sounds like an acid trip. It is a little bit like an acid trip, Eli. Clyde, are you reading Amazing Fantasy? What have you thought about it? I would love to get your opinion. Now, we got to talk about what happened 2 weeks ago, New Comics Day, and I am so excited about some of the new comics that I read this week from Free Comics Book Day. I said New Comics Day. Free Comic Book Day. King Shark, The Suicide Squad. This is actually, guys, this is a full-length book. I'm blown away by that. A full-length story for Free Comic Book Day. And looking forward to reading this, but I left it downstairs. The book that I've read from Free Comic Book Day so far that was really great was White Ash. What a phenomenal little story this is. And the Free Comic Book Day, kind of like Dark Ones last year, is just a preview of the collected graphic novel or the graphic novel that's coming out next month. I can't wait to read White Ash. And Clyde Hall says, enjoying Amazing Fantasy lots. Surprises every issue. Yeah, and this is one, Clyde, that I can't see where this is going. So that's kind of surprising to me. And that's kind of fun and exciting that I don't know where this is going to go. Yeah. So anyway, Free Comic Book Day. I saw a post by a comic book shop owner on Facebook who said, hey, guys, don't be paying for those Free Comic Book Day comics. I had a store that wasn't able to open yet, but he's got the stock. He said, you just call me if you want them. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, would you be willing to do this? And here's what we are proposing. You've heard me mention Random Acts of Comics. I've tried to recruit some of you to go out, buy some comics at your local comic book shop, and then take them and hand them out at random. Well, we are going to do that, but we're going to do it at a whole nother level. Random Acts of Comics, we are getting this comic book shop's entire stock. Not only a Free Comic Book Day comics, but he has been stocking comics for the last 11 months, getting ready to open. And he can't do anything with all of these books. He only needs a handful of each in the back issue bins. So he is going to donate these to Random Acts of Comics. And here's what we are going to do. Among the back of the cereal box hosts, we are going to deliver free comics to kids and teenagers in hospital in full costume, wearing masks, of course, but we're going to go in cosplay and deliver comics to kids in the hospital. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, having a stack of comic books by my bedside in the hospital when I was having my tonsils out was one of the best things ever. That's what got me hooked. And then last year when I was in the hospital with COVID, I had them deliver a stack of comics for me to read while I was in the hospital. And so we're going to do that. Once we get the stock of comics, I'll share who the story is because I don't want to spoil anything yet. We will be promoting them in partnership with Random Acts of Comics. They are donating the comics, and we are going to divide them up amongst our show hosts in Nashville, Indianapolis, Hampton, Virginia, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Manitoba, Canada, and Memphis, Tennessee. And we are going to deliver comics to kids and teens in the hospital, maybe even adults. And we're going to do it in cosplay. My hope is that we can do it around Halloween, because other groups do Christmas things, and I don't want to step on them. But we think Halloween would be a great time to get costumes or to get comics from costumed heroes and villains. Do you guys agree? If you would like to be a part of Random Acts of Comics, here's how you can help. One, you can volunteer. Send us a note and let us know that you would like to organize a group in your town to do it. And we'll take care of that. Two, we need your help to pay for the shipping to ship comics around the country to the various, groups led by our Back of the Cereal Box co-hosts. I've got a banner running down along the bottom. I'm going to post a bigger one. We need your help. We need you to contribute to this effort. buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. We need you to drop a tip in the digital tip jar. Buy us a bowl of cereal. Pay for the shipping and handling to get these comics out to our teams to deliver those to kids in hospitals. Yes, they are free to us, but we still have costs. We still have expenses. And you can help us with that at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. You can do a one-time donation. You can do a recurring monthly donation. It's completely up to you. But if you want to be a part of Random Acts of Comics and you don't want to, or you can't get in costume and go deliver them, you can help us do it by covering some of our expenses at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. The other way you can help out is if you live in one of those cities, help connect us with local children's hospitals or pediatric hospitals. That would be a huge help. And I'm excited about this, guys. I'm really energetic about it. And I think this will be something really, really special. And we'd love for you guys to be involved, either physically or monetarily. So I hope some of you out there will contribute, but also share this. So right now we're only on YouTube. Tomorrow this will be posted on Facebook. And I would love, love, love to have you guys share this around the halls, as it were. Now, Clyde Hall says about Amazing Fantasy, that's rare and very cool, the not knowing. Yes, it is. It is very rare these days, Clyde. I usually see the endings coming a mile away, but not this one. I don't know where it's going to go. Amazing Fantasy, issue number 2. Now I can't wait for issue number 3. Eli Cash says, Danger Carney, the Mick Foley Mankind of the Impossibilists. Okay. And Clyde Hall says, Random Acts of Comics, you make my heart sing. That sounds like a song. Wild thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Well, thank you, Clyde. And some of our Back of the Cereal Box co-hosts are hearing about this for the first time tonight. They know that it's been in the planning, and I've shared with them that we're getting a donation. But tonight, I'm sharing the full details for the first time. So, Back of the Cereal Box co-hosts, if you missed it, I'm sorry, but you can get all the details just by watching this episode once again. So, guys and gals, that is it for my new comics today. I may be back on Saturday after I make another trip up to the comic shop in the other town up and get my indie titles. And if I do, I will share those with you Saturday. But for right now, that is it. Now, Eli Cash says, fun fact, somebody sung Wild Thing to me at high school during Valentine's Day. You are a wild thing, Eli. You are, is he man or is he beast? Nobody knows. Anyway, that is it for me this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this episode, please do us a favor. Post a comment after we go live, after we end the live. Continue to comment. Also, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Like us wherever you're watching it. If you're watching us on Facebook, give the page a like. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, and please share this, especially for someone who needs to hear about random acts of comics. We would love to have as many people involved as possible. Well, thank you guys so much. And Clyde Hall says, I'll be dropping some ducats for random acts of comics into the jar. Love it. Thank you, Clyde. And Eli Cash says, comment. You are so weird, Eli. All right, guys and gals, that is it for me this week. First day with my new tongue. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tune into all of the rest of the programming on the Back of the Cereal Box broadcast network. And let's see, we got a network card right here. And you can see New Comics Young, Case Files of the Geek Gumshoe. Hiding under the banner there is Ice Cream Queens, Cryptid Crunch, Back Issue Breakfast Club, and Cosplay Cafe. And of course, this Saturday, Back of the Cereal Box, the Saturday morning show. Tune in, and you can be a part of the show as well right here on YouTube. Can you dig that? I knew that you could. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the flip side. You're welcome.